Good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the news headline. Why General Gowon should step out now and apologize to the Igbos. Carlo. IBB's autobiography, a reflection on the deep-seated hate and continued marginalization of Igbo in Nigeria. Anyway, my good people, these two headlines is what we are going to dissect this morning. And I know say the whole internet is awash. I'm still waiting for Yoruba Ronu and the Yoruba Stats and Afon Jazz to begin to attack IBB. I just want to see them. Do you know the most painful part of all these things? Not minding that even the 1993 annulment of June 12th election by IBB and Abacha affects Igbos most. Igbos lost most of their properties, not most. A lot of Igbos died even when they are trying to protect their property. Both in Lagos, in the northerners, everywhere was scattered. A lot of innocent bloods and innocent souls were wasted. Instead of IBB to spend the rest of his miserable life now in jail, IBB is being celebrated. Do you know that they raised over $10 billion to encourage impunity, to hit IBB hand on the chest and tell him, my dear, you do good for killing your own people, for sacrificing your own people at the altar of confusion, at the altar of selfishness, and at the altar of stupidness. IBB is being celebrated. The so-called what will I call it? Most of the people who deserve to be given award in that zoological Republic of Nigeria will be abandoned. A country where impunity and killers are being celebrated, because to me, IBB is worse than Boko Haram. IBB is worse than Boko Haram. Now he's being celebrated. In his right hand side, on the day of that book launch, happens to be a kinsman to the murdered. What will I call it? To the murdered. To the murdered winner of the so-called election, which is MKO Abiola. Please, you people should pardon me, because this morning my temper is very high. Commenting on all these things, remembering how, because I lost a very, very friend that is dear to me in that 1993 election. My childhood friend. The same way IBB ordered the execution of Mama Mfasa. That is the same way they murdered my childhood friend. It is not funny. I repeat, it is not funny. And people are celebrating him. But anyway, let's see what Carlo got to say about this matter. Over the 1966 coup, which the people who perpetrated those coups are still alive. IBB number one. Yakubu Gowon is also among. Olusegun Obasanjo, all of them were alive and they were in the army when it happened. And if not, the same Olusegun and his Yorubanized propaganda media house, who used their platform not to say anything good about the Igbos, but to degrade the Igbos to the lowest, that make the whole world that are seeing the Igbos as a coup plotters, whereas we are not the coup plotters. Other military performed coups. Rather, they said Buhari coup, Gowon coup. Then when it comes to Kaduna Nzogo, who is born and raised in the north, he even speaks Hausa fluently more than Igbo from Delta State. Then they say it is an Igbo coup, just to denigrate a whole nation, because Igbos is a complete nation. Till tomorrow, whether they like it or not. Please let us go straight to the reason why we're here. Like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos coming your way. Today, don't forget it. Today is Monday, and today happens to be the 24th day in the month of February and in the year of 2025. This month have only 4 days to go because this is whether leap year or what they call it itself, 28 Abi or 29th. Well, that's by the way. Anyway, 1996 coup, a junior Igbo officer killed his boss, who was a senior Igbo officer, in front of his pregnant wife for Awolowo and for the betterment of Nigeria. Things they never revealed for about 60 good years. In case you don't forget, they said it is an Igbo coup. Okay, let's say it's an Igbo coup. Igbo started the planning, but it is not. I'm just saying, let's assume it's an Igbo coup. Who went that coup? Who spoiled it? Who made it not effective? Obienu, an Igbo man. But nobody will tell you that. They only tell you that it's an Igbo coup. They who crossed the coup, they will not tell you. It will not be in their book because they want Igbos to be in their bad book forever. Just a typical example of giving a dog a bad name just to hang that dog. Exactly what is happening in this issue. Okay, moving forward. General Yakubu Gowon's failure to secure and protect the lives and properties of Igbos in the north forced Colonel Emeka Ojukwu to declare the secession of the eastern region from Nigeria in May of 1967, leading to the fratricidal Nigerian Biafra, or rather Nigerian genocidal war against the Biafran, General Ibrahim Babangida. Genetically, by birth, I am Igbo, foremost before being a Nigerian. I cannot be a Nigerian if I don't have any ethnic group that I belong to. As a result, having the defending having and defending Igbo interest, the way the Yorubas, Ijo, Urobo, Hausas, Fulanis, and evil etc. defend their own interests flows naturally. Yes, you have to be an ethnic group before you become, whether you call it Zojulia or that Niger Brewery Company. So, while our former military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, made several revelations in his book, the one that should be most important and most interest to any white Igbo man should be, or rather shouldn't be about June 12, 1993, but rather, as a matter of fact, there's nothing new IBB wrote about June 12 that was known before now. There's nothing there that Professor Omori, who worked for him, didn't write in his book. So now, the June 12 issue should occupy the nation's interest is what I don't know. Okay, when they leave the main issue and they are treating, they leave somebody with typhoid fever, and they go to treat somebody with malaria. No be juju be that. The original pure juju. Anyway, moving forward. All the same, I can understand it when our Yoruba brothers, in-laws, and family dwell on it, but I see it as a sign of inferiority complex. If an Igbo man ignores the revelations about the 1966 coup that led to the Civil War to dwell on June 12, that means that Igbo man has score on his head. To leave the Civil War truth told by IBB, a truth that is told with the boldness of someone that has a deep button in his heart, a truth that has sent shock waves to the north and to the cause. Every other tribe in Nigeria simply means you don't understand what just happened. You don't seem to understand that our in-law has liberated us from the very lies used to victimize us. Look at the attached video I had to spend all night digging out. IBB made Gowon to rightly look stupid, pronounce him a liar and an intentional genocidal dictator. The only positive is that IBB's truth, why Gowon is alive and seated at the audience, gave Gowon a lifetime opportunity to step out and render an apology to the Igbos. Gowon cannot excuse himself anymore, and he should cancel his hypocritical prayer meetings program and start a movement for a 10 trillion naira compensation to the Igbos spread over 10 years. Such can be factored into the newly established Southeast Development Commission. I know that 10 trillion naira today cannot acquire the Igbo lives and properties lost, but let it serve as a symbol of admittance of guilt towards the Igbos by Nigeria. Unless you don't seem to understand the damage the Civil War and the lies behind it caused the Igbos to date. From Edo, Kogi, Cross River, Delta, Rivers, all the Igbo communities detached from Igbo states as a result of the Civil War and the lies told against us. All the abandoned property in Port Harcourt, Lagos, etc. are as a result of the lies of the Civil War. The 1966 pogroms that took the lives of over 50,000 Igbos in the north that led to the war was as a result of the lie that it was an Igbo coup. The over 3 million Igbos that Gowon's order for a police state in the Old East killed, the cities bombed, business destroyed, etc. are as a result of the lies they told against the Igbos. The agitations that has led to the destruction of lives and properties in Igbo land is still as a result of the lies Gowon and his gang told against the Igbos, which led to the genocide against us. The unwritten code of limitations operating against us today are as a result of that same lies. IBB, as a former head of state and commander of the armed forces, SSS, police, army, navy, etc., is an authority loaded with information, not a soul who has written about the Civil War. Outside former President Obasanjo receives security reports to know the truth than him. Even at that, Obasanjo equally didn't present the coup as an Igbo coup. For once, if you really Igbo, if you are really Igbo, step out to defend our people now or never. That book is going to be what we the Igbos make of it. Change the narrative. To every Igbo, it should be about the 1966 coup and the Civil War. To us, it presents a wonderful opportunity to call out Gowon to step out and render an apology. Look at the lies he told the world against Ojukwu. That's the narrative they have been pushing to the world of today. The Yorubas want it to be about June 12 and being a highly sophisticated people who are intellectually endowed. They are in the right direction. They should cry and point fingers where it matters most to them. I admire them so much for their foresight in interpreting narratives to their benefit. But over 3 million Igbos were killed because of lies they told against us and because Gowon, the then head of state, failed in his duty to defend us. As IBB pointed out, how June 12 will be more important than that is what I don't know. President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, I bow down in respect, love, and admiration. You have written one of the greatest books ever written in human history because you have the courage to tell the truth that will liberate not just over 60 million Igbos worldwide, but over 100 million Igbos who are late and hundreds of millions of Igbos that are yet to be born. Silver and gold I have not to give you, but I am coming to Mina now. Coming to Mina now. Down and kiss your feet. Okay, bend down and kiss your feet. Go on in your self-righteous ego and can die with your lies. Shebi, you don't feel the effects of your wickedness in your area. Peter Abba Carlo, the inner oracle of our own time. IBB's autobiography, a reflection of the deep-seated hate and continued marginalization of Ndi Igbo. On 20th February 2025, Nigeria's ex-military general Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida launched his book titled A Journey in Service, an autobiography, an event that brought together many of his political associates, friends, proteges, including past and present Nigerian politicians, business moguls, and expatriates. In plain terms, the book launch event became a historic gathering of big actors and shoot callers in the Nigerian political landscape, from ex-military officers of the then military regimes to past and present civil leaders, civilian leaders and stakeholders of Zojuria. The book launch event offered many a lecture time to reflect on those past, present bruises, wounds, and uncomfortable histories. touching various regional grievances and unfolding many hidden truths marked in sheer misinformation and propaganda within Nigeria's political history. Undeniably, IBB's book has generated significant traction from various quarters across the country, which particularly was fueled following the suspense surrounding the objectivity in its content, especially against the odds that such book is coming from a northern ex-military dictator and a coup plotter. On that note, a painstaking perusal of the autobiography book by Family Writers Press International revealed many pieces of untold truths, as well as, in the hindsight, why the deliberate and continuous anti-Igbo rhetorics and social-political marginalization of Igbo have persisted in Nigeria till date. Number one of it, IBB's 1966 coup belated confession. The 1966 coup remains an indelible part of Nigeria's history, with its attendant consequences which led to Nigeria political turmoil. The Biafra-Nigeria Civil War. IBB, in his book, summarily confessed that the 1966 coup was never an Igbo coup, as against the perverse propaganda widely held by many Nigerians that it was an Igbo coup to dominate Nigeria, jointly spread by the British and Yoruba-controlled media. He substantiated his assertion with the names of top military officers from across the then three regions in Nigeria, who were among the coup plotters and the reason behind the coup, thereby disproving the lies and blackmail that it was an Igbo coup. After over 59 good years, they never healed wounds and scars inflicted on Igbo, on Igbo, fueled by this very false information and blackmail by Nigeria was retouched by IBB's vindicative autobiography. Number two, account of how an Igbo officer, Major John Obienu, crushed the coup. The book narrated that in his attempt to quash the coup and prevent bloodshed, John Obienu resisted cooperating with the coup plotters while killing and arresting many of them. However, months later, Obienu was brutally killed by overzealous, uncircumcised northern officers, even after crushing the coup. Did you see him? Okay, number three. The book also noted that the fallout in relationship between Ojukwu and Gowon in 1966 was as a result of Ojukwu's insistence that military hierarchy and ethics must be maintained in appointing the next commander-in-chief to replace Late General Agu Ironsi, according to IBB. Ojukwu's stance was to favor Brigadier Babafemi Ogundipe, a Yoruba officer who was next in rank to Agu Ironsi. However, Ojukwu's position to uphold established military ethics and subsequent refusal to recognize Gowon, a junior officer, as head of state and commander-in-chief by extension, led to a widespread narrative that resulted in threats to lives, properties, and existence of Ndi Igbo at various parts of Nigeria. Thus, the genesis of Gowon's, and by extension, Nigeria's deep-seated hate and anti-East, Ojukwu, and Igbo policies. The June 12th election annulment confession. Babangida disclosed as well, confessed that late MKO Abiola massively won the June 12, 1993 presidential election. He also recounted that the annulment of the result was outrightly conducted by him and his cabinet members following the tension in the country. However, it is significant to note that this series of past history contained in IBB's book has not only uncovered the buried lies and long-standing blackmails against Igbo, but also awoken the memories of those age-long prejudice, contempts, and injustice meted on the Igbo-Nation in Nigeria that has continued to fuel the political marginalization, subjugation, and economic disenfranchisement of Igbo in Nigeria since 1970 till date. Therefore, it suffices to reiterate that these recounted stories underscore the moral justification and validity surrounding the Igbo agitation for an independent nation out of Nigeria. Ndị Igbo were killed in their thousands in the north, massacred in millions in the east during the genocidal war, economically strangulated after the war, and continue to live in complex exclusion from most Nigeria's national projects. These events further justify the strengthening Igbo agitation for an independent state of Biafra out of Nigeria. As championed by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention for 4 years for demanding his right to self-determination. Nigeria on a daily basis continues to show the world that it has an Igbo problem. It is said that even in the gathering of darkness, there is always a chance to for light to exist and outshine darkness. Truth, hidden, blackmailed, and used against the innocent Igbo race will surely be uncovered by the test of time. Igbo-Nation will prevail, and Biafra, the child of necessity, safety, and circumstances, will be restored. This message is for the Family Writers Press International. So, my wonderfully made Biafran brothers and sisters, I think the content of this message is very clear. It's audible to the task and visible to the who cares to listen or hear. But to me, I believe that it is right time to those people who who committed all these atrocities against the Igbos, both knowingly and unknowingly, to come out and tender their unreserved apology to the Biafrans and the Igbo in general, with a compensation, not even 10 trillion naira as have been propagated in this message, but more than 100 trillion naira, because the oil that they have been using to shine all this while have been coming from the Biafra land. So that is my own opinion. And I go hear my voice again as we wrap up this message. Like, share, comment, and keep subscribing for more interesting videos.